let's adjust to the current market conditions. It's not what it was at the start of the year. It's not what it was in 2023. Things have changed dramatically, so we need to change with it. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing well. If this is your first time tuning into the Cardnomics YouTube channel, my name is Charlie. I run a 7-figure online trading card business in Australia and have been investing in trading cards for over 6 years now. I started this channel so I can share my thoughts and opinions and try to help you understand the market moves so we can try to pinpoint opportunities in the space. I also run a Facebook group. The Cardnomics Facebook group can be accessed through the link in the description below. This is where I post information first, and we also share a lot of deals and update with the latest news information in the space. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to join there. So without further ado, we'll get into today's video. So today's video is going to be about Pokemon sets in 2024. We're going to go over every set released. And since the prices have been going nuts lately, I'm going to try to explain why I think that is, because a lot of people have been messaging me with their own theories, so I just thought I'd put my own thoughts out there on the way I see things and why it's happening now and not earlier in the year. So yeah, we'll get into that now. I'm going to start off with Palan Fates. Palan Fates come out early in 2024. It is a holiday set, so we only got ETBs, so we're going to concentrate on ETBs for this particular set, and we are looking at TCG player data, which is US data. In Australia, we don't quite have anything like this, so this is probably the best thing I can use to explain what I'm seeing. And in saying that, we've got a very good opportunity in Australia where we kind of lag behind the US market, so I like to look at the US market to see what might be coming in Australia. So it does give us more time to get in position and see what's going on. So looking at Palan Fates, it's had a huge run as of late, but this is what I want to point out. So it's this area here, and I want to call this the abundance zone. And why I'm going to call that the abundance zone is this is when product is plentiful, there's plenty around. Prices will not start going up while there's plenty of product around. And I'm going to explain what set values can do to a set, or even the economic conditions outside of Pokemon and how that can affect these prices as well. Because people might overlook a set just because the economic conditions aren't great, so there's not a lot of buying activity. But once people's moods change and all of a sudden people want to spend money again, all these sets start becoming a lot more attractive to people. There's other sets that might have already gone up, so they might look back and say, well, what sets haven't taken off yet? And that's probably what we're seeing now. So people are realizing that these sets aren't bad at all. There's plenty of value in the sets, so it's starting a bit of a frenzy of whatever I can get my hands on at a decent price. So with this abundance zone, this is what I want to point out, because we can see towards the start of the year that there was no frenzy on product. Product was cheap for a very long time, and there was plenty of times to get in at really good prices. So like I've explained on previous videos, you can see once we break this support up here that this is when price starts really taking off. So if we're going to get comfortable looking at charts and decipher what these charts are telling us, we know that this is our resistance line here, and once we break this, we can start really going up, because this means product is drying up, and we can see the numbers here. There are only 22 sellers and 103 ETBs currently on TCG Player, so we know we're getting low on stock. And looking at Palan Fates set, I always liked this set. I've seen the value in this set, even though we only had 3 SIRs. They're all really good, and we've got a lot of great baby shinies in this set as well. A lot of OG Pokemon, a nice Iono. It's dropped in value a fair bit, but the set is nice. It's not a bad set by any means, and we can see, the total value currently is $1,500 AU, which is decent for a set. So, I've always seen the value in Palan Fates, and now the rest of the market's catching on and seeing the value as well. We've seen the Bubble Mew explode in value. That was always an awesome card. So that's just what these market conditions do, and that's what I want to point out. So when the market changes in terms of, the economy outside and people actually feel better now about spending money. Earlier in the year, we had things like rate hikes. We had stuff like inflation getting out of control, and your everyday needs getting a lot more expensive, and wages haven't caught up yet. So this all takes time to go through the system, and now we see that one, wages are up now. Two, inflation's come down to a level where things aren't increasing in value as much, so things are becoming more affordable. And on top of that, we've got markets like the S&P, we've got gold up, we've got crypto now, Bitcoin in all-time highs. So everyone's investments are doing well now, whereas before they weren't really doing much. So everyone probably felt poorer and money was tighter. So, the ability to spend and feel good about it wasn't apparent like it is now. So a mixture of all that is why I think we're getting these crazy price hikes now so quickly. Whereas, Paldean Fates, we had all this time to get in. And as we go through the next sets, it's going to become more apparent, what's going on. So look at Temporal Forces. And again, I think it's a good set. It's not a bad set. It's not a great set. Somewhere in the middle. And you see that abundance line here. So this always happens with Pokemon. You always get this thing on the chart here where we start high for pre-orders, we come down to a level which I like to call the abundance zone, and you get this range where it keeps going, up and down. You get prices, in this little small range here until we break out. So Temporal Forces has finally broken out, and again, I just think that it's a combination of, one, the conditions in the economy are improving and people are uh, they feel better about spending money. And we see other sets that we're going to go over later, like Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks, starting to take off. So those sets are getting too far out for where people feel comfortable. So they're looking at, what other sets are good that are still in a great price range. And this is where Temporal Forces is falling in now. So we see that break here and take off. So we're not even seeing him, revisit these levels, even to test support again here. They're just taken off. So, Temporal Forces now, we see only 141 on TCG, only 38 sellers. So we know that there isn't much stock on this platform. And I'm going to guess there isn't a lot of stock out there and it's going to get bought up quickly because that's the opportunity that people see right now. Or it's the affordable entry to get into the product. And then we can see Temporal Forces here. In AUD again, we've got $1,100, which is, pretty good value. And it's spread across a lot of cards. I've explained this in other videos. And again, I think it's a great set. Awesome cards, awesome art. We're in the age of, Pokemon art where people want to pay for art. So if we see a stunning set like this, it's only a matter of time before people realize that, okay, this is a great set and it is worth, paying these prices where we can get in because, reprints are not guaranteed even though they are a strong possibility, and we got to plan for both ends. So we want to get that entry as low as possible, and any reprint in the future is just going to be another buying opportunity to get into these awesome sets. So another thing to point out, Temporal was always a good set, but it took this long for people to realize that okay, like stock isn't going to be out there forever. We better buy this set up, and that's what's happening now. So next one, Twilight Masquerade. You see the chart's gone nuts. We know this has been a popular set. We can see the market price here is fairly high for a new set in the US. And there's still not a lot, but in a decent amount on there. 188 boxes from 29 sellers. But I just think the demand for this set, people are just happy to pay higher prices because they just think the set's better. So again, this abundance zone is getting smaller now. So what does that tell me? When this abundance zone is smaller, this product is being bought up a lot quicker. And we've got less chance to get in at these prices because we don't want to get in up here. Like, I want to stress a lot, like not to FOMO into sets on the way up when they go parabolic like this, because the opportunity's here. And yes, we might say, okay, but I like the set and I didn't buy it down here, and I really want it. But if it's purely from an investment lens and you're just, out there to make a profit, there's going to be other opportunities that come up that are going to be better or, less risk than what Twilight Masquerade is now because we're all the way up here when we could have bought, down here. So just getting in our heads now that, the opportunities to buy these sets are lower and lower. And, the good sets aren't going to stay low for a long period of time. So again, we look at Twilight, we got $1,500 value. And a good method that I come up with, one of my videos I put up on the screen, I come up with a formula that it basically calculates total set value by the time it's been out and what a box cost, and I put a scale there to show you if it's in high or low opportunity range based on that data. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out because I think it is an awesome formula that works and it gives you a good indication or it's a good compass to know, where a set is at. Is it overheated or is it undervalued? So you can play around with that. The tools are there for everyone to use and play around with. That's why I do these videos. I can sit here and just talk to the camera and have my face there and just tell you my opinion, but I like to show everyone exactly what I do so you can do the same thing and see what I see and just get used to, doing these things daily, weekly, whenever you've got time, and you're going to get more familiar with patterns. You're going to get more familiar, the way sets like to move, and you're going to understand why, better sets or the economic conditions are going to, fuel that process, along a lot quicker than when, economic conditions are not as good and even good sets take time, to appreciate. So you got to take all these factors into account, and that's what I want to, try and teach everyone here. So we all know Twilight's a good set. We see the value here. It's going to do really well. So, another one to get on if you haven't got on Twilight. But yeah, it's already kind of taken off. So if you do find, cheaper prices out there that are, below market, great. But again, reprints are a real threat. They could come. These sets have just come out this year, so always prepare for that and accept the fact that it's a high possibility or a good possibility that these sets might get reprinted. So yeah, we just want to know and understand the situation before we get into them. That okay, if I do get up here, then I risk prices coming back down. But if I did buy here, well, one, I can either sell and take some profits here, or if I really believe in the set long term and I've got the capital to tie up and a reprint, here's just going to be another opportunity to buy. So whatever your plan is, and again, key thing, have a plan. Don't just go into this blindly. Don't go and listen to, your mates or a YouTuber telling you to do this without a plan. Always have a plan to get into products and to obviously get out of them because we can collect these. There's nothing wrong with that. I collect stuff myself. I got stuff that I don't want to sell, but then I got stuff that one, I have for the shop and I sell to customers, and then two that I invest in and I keep for long term and I have a plan. So having a plan for all of those things helps me, one, take action when I need to, and just has it gives me a clearer picture on what I want to do and allows me to act, at the most opportunist times without hesitation and without getting emotion involved. So I put Shrouded Fable in here because it did come out in 2024, and I want to point out something because everyone said that this set's, really bad. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't really like to have an opinion when I look through an investment lens. I just like to look at data. And yeah, look, this chart's really bad. You can see huge downtrend. You don't see this, this set hasn't bottomed out yet, but we're getting there. The lower sale prices are here, very apparent on the chart, but we are kind of getting a bottoming signal here now where we've kind of made a low here and then, a double bottom. So double bottom to me indicates that we are at our lows, and then you're probably going to get this range, what we like to call the abundance zone. We've still got, a lot of boxes here on the market, so all this data is good to look at. Still plenty of sellers, so this is going to, even though the economic conditions are, really good for buying, people just don't see the value in Shrouded. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity to buy this set if you want to buy it. But, in saying that, You know, is there an opportunity here? I think there is, and I'll explain why. You know, we see prices are very low here. So one, your entry is very low. We're getting in on the bottom here. It is going to take time to appreciate, yes, but you know, if this gets back up here, you know, even say like, you know, $35, whatever, you still made money. We're talking about, we want to concentrate on percentage. You know, it's all about what you buy something for and what you sell it for and your percentage gain. So that's what I want to concentrate. Another thing I want to point out is Shrouded Fable is a very small set, 154 cards total, yet we have $845 in value. That's very interesting to me, and I do want to point out that I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments, but a lot of these cards are expensive because they're playable, so once that playability goes away, we might see these values, you know, go down significantly, so that's a real risk to consider as well. But look, right now, there's still a lot of value in this set. You know, quite a small set, still a lot of value. And, you know, we'll see with Stella Crown, that's a bigger set than this, you know, it has less value. So, but we'll see that the relationship with price is a lot different. So, again, something to consider. So, yeah, let's get down to Stella Crown now. We see Stella breaking out of its abundance zone. So, very interesting. Still 1,000 boxes on the market, still 69 sellers. But we still see the break above here, which is, you know, getting ready for, you know, a rise like the rest. And I think this is a combination of people panic buying and thinking, again, what I was saying before, you know, what set is still accessible and affordable, that's a great entry, that's still on the market that I can buy in abundance and it's not too hard to find. Well, that's Stella Crown. You know, on top of people like to invest in booster boxes over ETBs, you know, for a lot of reasons. We won't get into that today, but you know, that could be why Stella is already finished its abundance phase here and we're breaking out already. So I do think that we're going to see higher Stella Crown prices very, very soon. So that is one to look out for. And in Australia, we've got uh, boxes on Amazon you can get for $169 shipped, which is cheap. And I also posted on the Facebook group that you could buy 10% off gift cards on Amazon, bringing that price down below actual cost of wholesale. So again, these are the opportunities I like to point out in my group. We all take advantage of these opportunities when they arise. So again, if you're interested in a community like that, feel free to join in the link below. So yeah, Stella Crown, my opinion, again, you know, I don't like to have strong opinions when I invest in something. I just look at data. I like to get on every Pokemon set just because every set has a history of appreciating over time. We just don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, I do have a little position in Stella. It did catch me off guard that it ran out so quick, so it's on a massive position, but you know, I still look on the secondary market, even though I've got a store to buy stock, you know, for myself to invest in. Because one, you know, I do the right thing and sell to customers. That's what my business is there to do. So, you know, it'd be greedy of me and wrong to just hoard all that product, even if I had the capital to do so. You know, that's not the way I roll. But yeah, I just after that I look for deals because, you know, like I just pointed out, you can find deals even below what I pay for them from distribution. So, you know, there is plenty of opportunity there. Again, let's look at Stella Crown. $739. As I was saying before, the set is twice as big. There's twice as many cards, yet we've got a set like Shrouded Fable that, you know, is highly frowned upon and is, you know, everyone says is garbage or whatever you want to say. But then we've got Stella Crown that, you know, twice as many cards with a lower value. So interesting data again. You know, Stella Crown's already breaking out of that abundance phase where I can see Shrouded Fable staying there for a while yet. But yeah, look, a few good cards. You know, it's not amazing. Again, the market, you know, they tell you that okay, well, they're happy to pay 140 for a Terrapagos. Now they're happy to pay $80 for a Squirtle. So the market does dictate, you know, this total value price of what it will cost to collect the whole set. So this is real good data to look at. But that's why I love looking at the total value of the set. So yeah, it's very interesting that we look at that and see different sets move the way they are. So last but not least, We got surging sparks. Again, this is the craziness of the market right now, and this is the energy that we're in. So you can't even really see it on the surging chart. It's absolutely crazy. We had a very, very small window to buy this set, at decent prices. And this is only going to get worse as time goes on. We're going to see that with Prismatic. We're going to see that with the Team Rocket set and whatever else is coming. That, this little window is going to be, maybe non-existent. Pre-orders are going to probably creep up to close to RRP if stores can get it. You're probably going to see a lot of stores try and bundle up, this stock that's on, on fire on the market. Like everyone wants it. It's highly in demand. You're going to see them bundle up with stock that won't move as well. So you might see it paired up with, Shrouded. You might see it paired up with Stella. This is the stuff that you're going to see. And then, it's going to be much harder to get your hands on this stuff because the demand's so strong. So just trying to prepare everyone for what's coming. If you haven't realized yet, well, you got to wake up to this. This is what's going on. Surging Sparks just released. We've only got 350 boxes on the market at highly elevated prices. Still got a lot of sellers. This tells me that yes, there is a lot of sellers selling this product, but they don't have a lot of stock. So we've got more sellers with less stock that want higher prices. So that's what's going on right now. It's surging. So yeah, look, great set. We can see Surging Sparks value still holding strong at 2400. The Pikachu still going insane. Latios, $290, crazy. All these cards over $100. So this is the reason why it happened so quick for Surging Sparks. We haven't had a set of this value in Scarlet and Violet yet. So this is a combination of a lot of value, a lot of popular Pokemon, economic conditions favoring the market now. So the market has changed and we need to change with it. So whatever your strategy was before, you had a lot longer to accumulate stock. Things weren't going up, like crazy. You could pre-order stuff, you could wait till after release, it didn't really matter. Now we see a frenzy of trying to secure product pre-release because sets are selling out. So I see a lot of comments where people saying, don't worry, this is going to get reprinted, prices are going to come back down, but I'm here to tell you that I don't think that's going to happen. Yes, we might get a bit of relief. Yes, prices might come down, but how high will they go, before we see a small dip due to a reprint? We're in a different market now, and this is what I need to point out. And I'm going to explain to you what I think is coming in the next year or two. So again, let's adjust to the current market conditions. It's not what it was at the start of the year. It's not what it was in 2023. Things have changed dramatically, so we need to change with it. And the sooner we realize that things have changed, and I've explained to you the reasons why at the beginning of this video, all that contributes to what is happening today. So 2025 could be this and more. It can get a lot worse. We've got awesome products coming out. We've got high demand. We've got, people's portfolios of alternative investments and even their, trading card investments doing really well. There's going to be a lot of selling. There's going to be a lot of buying. People feel good in this market. So more money is going to get thrown around and you're going to see craziness. So this is what I want to prepare you for. But where there's craziness in this point in time, in this climate, we're going to get the opposite. So I do believe that we're going to see a crash. I do believe it's going to be in 2026. And this isn't me trying to doom and gloom and trying to be right or predict the market. This is just my opinion. This is what I prepare for. I prepare for probabilities, the most likely scenario to happen, but I also prepare it for things to go the other way. But I still make my plans lean towards the higher probable outcome. But if I do see things changing, I will adjust. So things aren't locked in. But this is the importance of having your own plan. And, just to finish off this video, what I think's coming, it's kind of going to be like a game of chicken with yourself where you're going to see high prices, things are going to go up, things are going to feel really good. We're going to feel like prices are going to keep going up. We want to, that FOMO feeling is going to come where we have to, think that we've got to get into these products before it's too late. All those feelings and emotions are going to go, like they're going to hit a high level across the board. But that is when it gets real dangerous. So we just want to be level-headed. We want to be in control of our emotions, and we want to be, in front of the rest of the herd in a sense by having a plan, being, setting our emotions to the side and being able to act when we need to act and not being caught up with with the crowd and basically, making our own decisions and plans and not following what everyone else is doing because that's just going to get you in trouble. What I like to say, like the herd's normally wrong, the loudest crowd's normally wrong. And this happens time and time again, and it's going to be too late before we realize if we don't wake up, we need to condition ourselves to these markets and get better. So that's what I want to try and do and help everyone do with this channel. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.